Bibi, welcome to Bucharest.
Molto mer.
That's a good one. 2025, what a year for you. And I'm happy that I was there with you to celebrate with your friends and family. What an amazing evening. We were just talking about that a few moments ago. And then what a year full of creativity and celebration. And I'm really happy that you're coming close to this year by visiting us as well. And tell me, how has it felt for you with so much going on around the brand?
This year is absolutely, it's a very important and a very special year. Looking back on 20 years, as you know, I studied sculpture. And when I graduated from the Art Academy, I really launched the brand in full. And that was 2005, so 20 years ago. And this year has been extra special because we had this celebration weekend of which you were part. We launched our first flagship store in Amsterdam. We celebrated with a diamond collection. I did this collaboration with Beyonce, and it wouldn't be full circle for us if we wouldn't also be here to celebrate our collaboration with you. So
True.
It feels very 360 for us.
So the clients are definitely going to appreciate that and come in great numbers to see you. Yeah, and also nature is always a source of inspiration for you. And I wanted to ask you, why nature and not geometry?
Well, maybe the fact that I am a sculptor, that I love organic shapes. For me, I think a lot of the inspiration starts with the materials. So the materials obviously are derived from nature, whether it be a stone or gold. But I also love things that are really raw. So for instance, the earrings that you're wearing, which are real scarab wings, untreated, exactly how nature makes them. And something that I love, for instance, about this material is that you can't reproduce it with enamel because the iridescence that it has, the different colors, there's green, there's blue, there's orange, there's yellow in there. And for me, this is somewhere where nature kind of wins. There's a lot of things that can be the start of something. And I always describe myself maybe more as a collector of moments, of materials. So everything can potentially become something. Mm-hmm. And but I always seem to circle back to
fluid and nature and
exactly
organic shape.
And I always make a sculpture first before I start with a collection. So it's kind of a way for me to get my head around the three-dimensional shapes, and then the rest kind of flows from there.
So at this particular moment in time, 2025, do you have some particular materials or motifs that you feel most connected to?
Yes, always. No, there is, because we did the diamond collection that is represented in its full in Madison for our 20-year celebration, which is pretty architectural and pretty clean. You know, normally I would be more kind of like, it's very much about the stones, which is normally not the case in my jewelry. The pieces that I'm working on now, I've kind of gone back to something that is more organic, more sculptural, and it's called Enchanted Forest. So it's very much about the fairy, kind of like a little bit of a fairy tale insight into nature. And I feel that with everything that's going on in the world right now, that we need a little magic. So it's
the mushrooms inside the frog.
Like the mushrooms growing inside the frog. Oh, magic mushrooms, exactly.
Yeah. Where do you see your creative journey taking you in the following years? Is there any territory that you want to explore that you haven't really gone to for whatever reason?
This is always a little bit of a dynamic that I have with my husband Thomas, who is part of the company, because I have like a million things that I want to do, and he's like, focus. So we've dabbled in a lot of things in homeware. Well, I still do a lot of sculpture. I just found, because as you know, I live in Portugal, and the one thing I was missing there was a sculpting studio. And after 6 years, we finally found, it's an old cave where they really used to make the wine. It's an amazing space with these big flagstone stones on the floor and a lot of space. So I'll be starting work there in the new year. So I have a million ideas what I want to do on sculpture. But, and this is something which is very close to your heart, is that I love scent, and I have a very, very strong sense, developed sense of smell. So the candle that I brought for you is a scent that I made together with
Lynn Harris.
With Lynn Harris, whom you know. And for me, that was the first time that I kind of like, I felt, okay, this sense of smell that I have is something that I can actually put towards something good and not just smell bad smells the whole time. So that's definitely also something.
Much creativity in creating scent and putting it out there.
No, and we were sending kind of like these scent packages to each other.
Amazing.
So it was a very fun process, and definitely something that I want to go and kind of explore a little bit further in.
And because you mentioned Portugal, so you love Amsterdam and now you live in Portugal. How do the two, where do you feel more drawn to, or how long can you stay without one of the other destinations?
It's a very good question, because it's definitely kind of like this constant being pulled up and down between the two, purely because my life, my kids, my family is in Portugal, and my company, my team, now our new store, our studio is in Amsterdam, but also my heart is also very much in Amsterdam. In Amsterdam, I always describe it as that's where I get a lot of my inspiration, because it's a city that has an amazing pulse, and you know, the moment I drive into it, I kind of am hit by this electricity that's in the air. And Portugal for me is a way of recharging. So I always describe it as this kind of like oxygen mask, which is very much connected to the ocean where we surf, and very much also to the ground, because we grow a lot of the things that we eat. And, you know, we've got dogs and chickens and big prehistoric tortoises that are roaming through the garden. And I love both for completely different reasons, and it's a lot, because I travel a lot, as you know, for work. So I'm always kind of trying to find the balance in which, you know, you also have time to recharge and be somewhere for, you know, longer than a few days. But having best of both worlds and kind of like figuring out that balance is, that is literally having best of both.
And I got a tough one for you. What's a third place that you feel like you really belong to besides the two?
England.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no,
I didn't expect that. I would have said Paris or something.
Yeah, something exotic. No,
England.
No, England is a place where I grew up, and I was born in New York, and then we moved to England quite soon after I was born. That's where my brothers were born, and that's where we grew up. We grew up in this very old haunted house. It was part Edwardian, part Victorian, part Georgian, in the countryside with a lot of forest, and it had this tunnel going under the ground to a church and all these hidden priest holes. And it was a place where, I mean, also of my brothers, they're both creatives as well, where our fantasy just ran wild. So I also got married in the English countryside, and I always feel like I'm coming home when I go there. And I love London. London, for me, is one of the most fun cities where a lot of unexpected things always happen. Good unexpected things. What do you have next for me?
So I was thinking about 3 words that describe your design philosophy.
Well, I would say craftsmanship, because I really believe in, I think the basis of the brand is that we have this deep-rooted honoring of these ancient crafts, and we don't take any shortcuts. So everything, and because I'm a sculptor, everything is hand carved in wax. We don't use computer modeling or 3D printing, and I really still believe that you can see the difference. So craftsmanship is definitely one. I think probably something which has to do with surprise, or kind of like a fun element to it, is that I try to make pieces which, you know, have like hidden little secrets, or they're articulated, or there's something that you can transform them into. So two bracelets that become a necklace, or as you know, are
the
earrings
bites,
that are pendants, or a ring that you can open up and that you can latch onto a chain. And maybe give me 2 seconds to think about this one. Well, maybe I would say surprising and then a fun element, because I think that jewelry has been, it's been so much about the stones, and in some cases it's sometimes so corporate, and it's not just about the pieces themselves that I hope that people that they kind of are drawn to, and that gives them a smile on their face, but it's also the way that we run the business. So for instance, our store that we just opened, it has a cave in the background with 2 hidden spaces. There's an inlaid alligator floor. We've got an alligator which you can kinetically move by twisting a handle in the counter. And I hope that the way that we talk to our clients, that we speak to them through the pieces and through, the spaces that we create, that's something which they perceive as something which is fun and not too serious or too much with a high threshold, if you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean. Plus Van Damme.
For instance,
yes. I want to ask you something, maybe it's not so politically correct, but I'm really curious. Out of all the places where you're going with the jewelry, where do you find the most daring clientele? Like people you don't have to convince to just wear it and show it and enjoy it, yeah.
In Texas, women...
I knew that would be the answer, but I still wanted to double check.
Well, I mean, the same could be said for Palm Beach and the Miami area. What I love is when jewelry is deeply rooted in the culture of a place. So, for instance, in Turkey, women love jewelry, and it's just so much part of, men also find it very normal that women wear jewelry, and therefore, that they buy it. They have to buy it. Yeah. So yeah, it's in places like this where it's maybe seen very much part as nearly kind of like an ecosystem in a certain way, which of course we love because we can feed into that. Just thinking where else. I mean, India, of course, I've been to India many times, and I've been to many weddings in India, and I've met a lot of people who used to be Maharajas or Maharanis, and I mean, I've never seen stones that big. They wear tennis balls, emeralds. I mean, God. Yeah, so that's...
How do you wear that anyway?
Yeah.
It weighs you down.
And they wear it with such kind of like... Grace, and I don't know if we should put this in there. I had a Maharaja boyfriend for a while, and he had, you know how they have the kurtas and they put the buttons on, and he had like 7 pink diamonds, but I mean, like as big as, as this pearl.
Oh my God.
And yeah, that's just all things that they've had, of course, in the family for so many generations. Yeah. And now, if you would have to buy those stones, I mean, it would absolutely not be possible, probably. Yeah. But anyway, that was a little sidestep.
Is there a piece you have that you're wearing that has a personal story for you, or maybe you're not wearing it, but that you can tell me about?
I mean, practically, and that's really what I love about jewelry. Jewelry, I think, are like these markers in people's lives. So I nearly see it like a roadmap of someone's life and the experiences that they've gone through. So I would say that practically everything has a special meaning and has a history to it. My watch is a watch that was my father's. It's an old Rolex Submariner, which I love, which I always was obsessed with when while growing up. He bought it when he was a Marine, and he bought it when he left the Marines. Mm-hmm. I'm wearing his wedding ring. He passed away. I'm wearing his wedding ring with my mother's name engraved on it on my thumb. These little lion rings, you're wearing yours, and also your necklace. That they are very much about protection. So this is always something that just kind of like naturally feels very much part of my morning, kind of like putting things on. These bracelets are old Cartier bracelets that my mother always used to wear, and always when she would walk, you would hear that kind of like that tingling. And my kids now have the same now that I'm wearing them. This is one of our little alligators, which I love. Yeah, I mean, so much. So much to talk to.
Morning or evening, when do you feel most creative?
Naturally, I'm an evening person. And I always say, if I wouldn't have kids and kind of like somewhat of a normal life, then I would be a vampire. Yeah. No, and then I would DJ more. No, I get like
she DJs everybody, just so you know.
Madeleine was forced to listen to it the whole evening.
No. I danced. I wasn't forced. Yeah.
You were definitely dancing. No, I would completely live by night, but. I've kind of like domesticated myself. I was never a morning person, but I've kind of like forced myself to become one. So I also enjoy those because I kind of like feel that I've already had my day and then the normal day starts, which is also great. But creatively, for sure, nighttime.
Nighttime, yeah. I agree, me too. What excites you the most about doing a trunk show at Madison in Bucharest?
There are many things to choose from. Well, first of all, to see you. Oh, and I mean, it's amazing that the pillars of the team are pretty much unchanged over all these years. So it's always great to connect again with everyone. I always love to see what you do creatively. The setup this year looks amazing. I'm always looking forward to diving into all the perfumes and everything with you. So that's that's more of a kind of like a fun side project. And also the clients that we've built over the years together, who've really become fans and
you're still number one. I mean, you're one of the first brands we started the jewelry journey with, and from the beginning until today, you've created the biggest fan base.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, I also feel the pressure of kind of like maintaining that.
But you always rise above it for sure.
Always a lot of the reasons why I'm very happy to be back here.
What are some of the things that you love about Madison when it comes to discovering the non-jewelry part?
As you know, I have a very difficult allergic skin, so covered quite a few brands that really work well for me here. And then the perfumes, of course, are a highlight for me.
Because, it's the scent itself, but then also hearing the stories, and there's a sculptural aspect to the bottles as well, which I always, treat very seriously because it tells a lot before you even smell it.
So true. Yeah.
There is a new brand I want to show you because they've done a fabulous job with the bottles, so it's special.
Yeah, we briefly went into the store and I was already looking,
you couldn't stop. We were late to the interview.
Yeah, I mean, I love the curation that you have at the store. So, if it, where it be from Astier de Vilat to the perfumes to the skincare brands that you have. The jewelry is, of course, very on point. But
so let's go start the trunk show.
Great.